You walked into that room and felt every single eye land on you. The stain on your shirt, the way your voice cracked, the stumble on the stairs. You were sure everyone saw it. They didn't. Almost nobody noticed at all. Your brain has been lying to you about this your entire life, and it happens more than you'd ever guess. Every day, in classrooms, offices, parties, first dates, your mind quietly convinces you that you are the main character in everyone else's story, that your mistakes are memorable, that your outfit, your laugh, your bad hair day, all of it is being watched, judged, filed away by strangers who barely think about you at all. Why does this happen to almost everyone? Picture a Tuesday morning. You show up to work wearing a shirt with a bold, slightly embarrassing logo on it, something you regretted the second you looked in the mirror. All day you feel exposed. You avoid eye contact in meetings. You tug at the collar. You're convinced your coworkers are whispering about it at lunch. They're not. Most of them didn't even register what you were wearing. One person might glance at it for half a second and move on with their day, already thinking about their own lunch, their own deadline, their own tiny worries. Your shirt was never the main event. It was barely a footnote. This is the spotlight effect, and it has a name because psychologists got curious about exactly this feeling. The term comes from research by Thomas Gilovich and Kenneth Savitsky, who ran a now famous study at Cornell University. They had a college student put on an embarrassing t-shirt, one featuring a slightly cringeworthy image, and walk into a room full of peers. Afterward, they asked the student to guess how many people noticed the shirt. Then they asked the actual people in the room whether they'd noticed it at all. The student guessed nearly half the room would remember it. The real number was less than half of that. Your brain overestimates how much other people notice you because your own experience feels so loud on the inside. You're standing at the center of your own awareness every second of every day. That's not arrogance, it's simply how consciousness works. You can't escape your own perspective, so it feels like everyone else must be seeing the world the exact same way, focused on you the way you're focused on you. But here's the part that decodes the whole trick. Other people are running the exact same program. They're not looking at you. They're worried about whether you're looking at them. Psychologist Nicholas Epley expanded on this idea, showing that this illusion isn't limited to appearance. It stretches into how you think your opinions land in conversation, how convinced you are that your one awkward joke at dinner is still being replayed in someone's head hours later. It usually isn't. Their mind has already moved on to something entirely their own. So why does this illusion feel so airtight in the moment? Because your brain treats your own thoughts as evidence about the world. If you're thinking intensely about your mistake, it assumes everyone else must be thinking about it too. This is sometimes called an anchoring failure, where you start from your own intense inner experience and fail to adjust enough for the fact that other people don't have access to it at all. Now flip the scene. Imagine you're at a party, and you notice someone across the room trip slightly on the rug. You think about it for maybe 2 seconds. Then your attention slides right back to your own drink, your own conversation, your own slightly damp palms because you're wondering if anyone noticed you were nervous. That's the strange twist. You are, at this very moment, someone else's audience member who barely paid attention, which means somewhere in that same room, you are also nobody's main character. Everyone is starring in their own movie, and everyone else is just an extra who wandered through one scene and forgot the plot. So the next time you replay an embarrassing moment on a loop, try this. Ask yourself honestly how much you remember about other people's small mistakes from last week. A coworker's typo, a stranger's fumbled order. Chances are, almost nothing survived in your memory either. That silence in your memory is the same silence living in theirs about you. You walked into that room and felt every eye land on you. Nobody was watching as closely as you thought, and the moment you actually believe that, something in you gets to relax. If this shifted how you think about your last embarrassing moment, subscribe and tell us in the comments the moment you were sure everyone noticed, but nobody actually did.